So has anyone noticed that the demon PR is going crazy right now? It's about to be Halloween, so that's a costume. In 2020, there was the phrase demon time, and now Doja Cat is dressing up like one. What happened to the angel? What happened to the angels? Charlie's Angels? They tried rebooting that movie, failed. The Victoria's Secret Angels? Did people tune in to watch the show that just came back? I don't know. I don't think so. What happened to good Christian values? Thus far, Doja Cat's visual style has been very, on the nose, over the top. Some may say dressing up as a cow for Moo, aliens for Planet Her, and now demons for Scarlet, which is her latest album. Also, she recently shaved her head and has been experimenting with beauty looks, which has been criticized by some for being ugly. Which I made a whole YouTube video on that. If you want to check it out, I'm gonna link it in the cards. I've never done that before. I feel so legit. I feel like a real hashtag YouTuber. As she once said on the song Attention, looking good, but now they all saying that I'm ugly. Woohoo, ma, I ain't said that you won't me. It makes sense that she would skew to the extreme end of quote unquote unattractiveness by dressing up as a demon and featuring this prominently in music videos. To many of her fans, Doja Cat makes demons look good and they love the visuals for this era. And these are the fans that Doja likes and the fans that Doja wants to stick around. As she said on the single, Attention, you follow me but you don't really care about the music. Doja would prefer to turn away those that want to control her or criticize her personal life and only get attention from the fans that only care about the music. Or at least that's my interpretation of her most recent behavior. Doja's demonic imagery is also a metaphor for how people see her. She feels like she has been villainized by her fans and the public for not playing into the fan-celebrity parasocial relationship. The approval of the masses in any area of her life, not something she desires. Nope. Suffice it to say, this strong visual choice is all within the brand that Doja has created for herself thus far. But how does this era fit into the larger pop music history / landscape? And why do pop stars like to play with demons? Are y'all okay? Is it the Illuminati? Illuminati. Really quick, I feel some of y'all typing in the comments because you're about to say that Scarlet is a rap album. First of all, I started working on this video idea before the album came out, okay? I didn't know how rap it was gonna be versus pop, and so... What, you just wanted me to throw the whole idea away? No. Second, I know technically, in the category, that's what it says on the music apps and such, but Doja's pop music roots are still in play here. Okay, you still hear it on the album. And pop music influences female rap. I wish it influenced some more male rap. Okay. That's another story. Once Nicki Minaj started heavily doing pop music in the 2010s, to me, and you can feel free to disagree, I'm not a pop music historian. Once Nicki Minaj started doing pop music heavily in the 2010s, that was part of the big shift that brought pop music and female rap even closer together. Of course, now when a female rapper makes pop music, nobody bats an eyelash. As a matter of fact, it's almost expected for mainstream female rappers to do so. But at the time when Nicki Minaj was doing it, she received some backlash because she was a rapper doing pop music and people didn't like it. She did an interview in 2013 with Hot 97 where she addresses this backlash, and she also mentions how pop juggernauts like Madonna and Cyndi Lauper influenced her.
I am not your typical rapper. I am not your typical person, but I appreciate the fact that you see me as an MC because that's what I do and that's who I am. So I understand, like, when I step out and do a pop song, it's like, damn, Nick, really? Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people are disappointed by that, and I totally get it, but I wanted to experiment. My whole career has been almost just like a playing field for me to try new things. If I really wanted to right now, I could go back in and make another pop song like that to sell all this stuff. And I'm choosing not to do it. You know what I mean? I'm choosing to get back to my essence. Even when I'm on stage performing my rap songs, it's more organic, it's more authentic. That's how everybody knows my story. I didn't have anything. I really grew up here. I tell my story, and obviously, but But I still grew up loving Cyndi Lauper and Madonna. You know what I mean?
Of course, so did I.
That's why today it seems like it's really a line that's easy to cross. For example, the current expectation that female rappers are expected to put on a performance, do choreo on stage, that is rooted in pop music history. So most of the, other artists I'm going to be referring to on this video, pop stars. Some of them are also rappers, but it's mostly pop stars or people who they told the line. Playing with taboo subjects and pushing boundaries is in some ways what pop music is all about. Numerous legendary pop singers have all dabbled in this at some point. Okay, think of your Madonnas, think of your Lady Gagas, think of your Lil Nas X's, Doja Cats, and speaking of Madonna, let's bring Madonna back. We gotta talk about her. I think one of the reasons why today's pop stars often do demonic imagery / play in Christianity in, provocative ways is because of Madonna. Now, Madonna helped to write the playbook for modern pop music today. She is known as the Queen of Pop, as well as her use of provocative imagery and kickstarting conversations about real-world issues, many of which affected marginalized communities. She was quoted in 1989 after the release of her Like a Prayer music video saying, "Art should be controversial, and that's all there is to it." In case you haven't seen the Like a Prayer music video, do not click off this video to go watch it. You can watch it after. Please stay here. Aren't you comfy? Aren't you relaxed? Put your feet up. I'll describe it for you now. Well, I'll describe some of the controversial things. Okay. In the video, Madonna sees a black man falsely accused of a crime he did not commit, and she later, through her testimony, helps him get freed. She also kisses a statue of a black saint who ends up coming to life, like it's Sleeping Beauty or something, and seems to be in an interracial situation with him. I can't say what I really want to say because this is YouTube. How do I put this? When a mommy saint and a daddy saint love each other. I'm just kidding. Let me stop. Okay. It was suggestive. You know what I'm saying? She sings in front of burning crosses. That didn't go over well with the Catholic Church. The Pope himself spoke out against the video. Yes, the Pope of the Catholic Church. Imagine this. You are strolling in a cathedral in Vatican City. It is the 80s, and suddenly in the distance you hear a sound. And what is the sound? It is not the sound of the choir. It is not the sound of children laughing, playing in joy. It is not the sounds of Deuteronomy. It is not the sounds of Genesis, the book of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It is the sound of dial-up. Because somebody had to look up that music video and play it for the Pope. The brand Pepsi, the soda brand, they also lost millions of dollars because of this. They had struck a deal to use the lead single off of this album in their advertisements, as well as sponsor Madonna's upcoming tour. Unfortunately for them, they struck this deal before the Like a Prayer controversy, and so once they cut ties with Madonna got to keep the money. Doja Cat, for all her faults, okay, let's not. She has added to the conversation around parasocial relationships. A real world issue. You see how the pop stuff, you see music. It's crazy. She challenged the thought that her fans are entitled to certain things from her, and also challenged the notion that she should treat them with any type of stan level reverence in return. It's a classic case of, I made you famous, so you owe me this type of behavior. Excuse me. Clutches pearls. Now, her way of challenging and the reasoning why she was challenging some of that reverence by insulting some of her fans, I'm not saying that was what, the right thing to do. Look, I'm not here to talk about that. To bring it back to Doja Cat, let me get the catnip. See what I did? It didn't make sense. The joke didn't make sense. To bring it back to Doja Cat, media's criticism of famous people, it's not new. They're not new to this. They're true to this. There are several iconic songs out here about how the media makes things up to sell newspapers, sell magazines, gain online traction. Okay, I'm thinking Scream by Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson. Yes, I should have just said Michael and Janet. You already knew. I didn't need to say the last name. Or Clout by Cardi B and Offset. Set it off. Vocalies. You know, Doja Cat is taking a hot topic, putting it into the music, pairing it with provocative imagery, just like her pop and rap forefathers. Now, the next big reason why pop stars like to play with demons and Christian things, okay, is that pop stars often experience a feeling of being ostracized or othered in their lives, either as a child, growing up, or after they gain fame. Demon imagery plays into that because they're being made to feel like they're a villain for being themselves. Pop stars are often villainized through personal controversies, controversial, that's a hard word to say sometimes. Controversial. Pop stars are often villainized through their personal controversies, through controversial art, or, you know, for just breathing, existing, living. This is because online, the general public, sometimes they take extreme opinions. For example, Beyonce is a part of the Illuminati. Lil Nas X is corrupting our children. Chloe Bailey is too sexual. At this point, having controversy is basically just a guarantee of having this job. Naturally, the correct thing to do is to just do you, boo. You're gonna offend someone no matter what you do, so you might as well just be yourself, or at least a highly stylized version. For music artists, there's a difference between the person and the persona. They say once the art goes out into the world, it's no longer yours. What if it's not just the music that's considered part of the art, but also your persona? The artist known as Doja Cat is art in and of itself, separate from the real person. Amala, that's her government name. Yeah, that's a different Amala and Doja Cat, they're like two different people. You feel me? We know Doja Cat, we don't know Amala. The persona of Doja Cat is out in the world, and people think they have a say in how that persona is handled moving forward, which Doja doesn't. She don't like that. She don't like that. For Doja, an attack on her persona is attack on her person. Do you know what I mean? Like, which is, you know, understandable. We're all human. I can see how it would be kind of weird to think of yourself as two people. Scarlet is what happens when Doja Cat sarcastically decides to be the person that people say she is, a demon. Similarly, Lil Nas X descended into hell in the Montero Call Me By Your Name music video. So you think I'm damned because I'm gay? Okay, I'm gonna incorporate that into my music video imagery. I'm gonna be exactly who you said I am then. Now, stan culture and Christianity, they have some things in common. There's the widespread adoration people feel for a figure, right? Like Jesus. Or, you know, a celebrity. Not comparing Jesus to any celebrities that I'm naming. Christians, don't come for me. Please. I'm just a little old YouTuber, okay? Talking to myself in this room. Oh, Lord. And then there are people who hate that person and seek to bring them down. But also, Beyonce said something interesting on stage during the Renaissance tour, which is that she creates music to heal herself. And that in turn heals other people. Through healing herself, she's healing others. Artists and religious figures both have the power to do this. Unfortunately for the artist and even the religious figure, there is an element of sacrifice when it comes to widespread healing, personal sacrifice. Lil Nas X took on tons of hatred from homophobic people, conservatives, you know, what have you, in order to help gay people feel empowered and confident to be themselves. He even tweeted about how taxing the backlash was on him. Did he tweet about it in a Lil Nas X like way? Yes, but you know, sometimes you gotta laugh or else you gonna cry, child. I don't know. I'll be honest. All this backlash is putting an emotional toll on me. I try to cover it with humor, but it's getting hard. My anxiety is higher than ever, and stream Call Me By Your Name on all platforms now. He took something that was used to make him and other gay people feel inferior, Christianity, and took its power away with this music video. Like I said before, criticism towards Doja Cat was due in part to her more experimental beauty looks, challenging what is beautiful, who is beauty for, is it for ourselves or is it for the people who have to look at us? Now, the third reason why pop stars like to play with demons and Christianity is because Christian metaphors are a great way to tell a story. The Bible addresses themes that we've all been fascinated with in storytelling, whether that's through music, movies, or books. Things like temptation, betrayal, lust, greed. You know, all the 7 deadly sins, really. There's a place for them here. By using a book that most of us are somewhat familiar with, even if it's just through media or, you know, having to say the Pledge of Allegiance every day in school. Pledge Allegiance, one nation under God? One nation under God. Anyways, by using a book that most of us are somewhat familiar with, artists are able to use that collective understanding to tell their stories. We hear the name Judas, and we immediately think of betrayal, which was a theme of the Lady Gaga song, Judas. Right. So we see a demon and we know what that is. We use our prior understanding of what a demon is, and we combine that with the message the artist is trying to tell. It also gives your music videos or songs a cinematic feel. Most movies follow a certain structure. There's the inciting incident, the rising act, the climax, the resolution. Maybe that's not exactly what it is, but you get the point. Most stories follow certain tropes. For example, the boy hero who didn't know he was super powered until he was 13, right? Like Harry Potter. He didn't know he was a magical being until he was 12. Whoa! Tropes give people a certain expectation. So if I know an album goes into religion, automatically it makes things more dramatic. Ariana Grande's song, God is a Woman, she talks about expressing devotion in love. When we're done, you'll believe God is a woman. Oh, doesn't that add a little oomph to the messaging of the song? A little kapow, a little razzle dazzle. Okay, and that music video was very cosmic themed, and that was one of her best music videos to date. Ariana fans, am I right or am I right? Sound off in the comments. Pop music is also known for eras. Yes, ERAS. Not just a term the Swifties use when talking about a tour. You know what I'm saying? A little known tour that their fave is on. No, eras are an essential part of pop culture, pop music culture. But I think it comes from pop music. Artists start the rollout for their new album with a certain look. The more detailed the shift from album to album, from era to era, the more distinct it feels in an artist's career, especially when you're looking back at like a long career, right? For example, Rihanna cutting her hair for Good Girl Gone Bad, or dyeing it red for Loud, which by the way, I have a whole music video over analyzing the album covers for Rihanna. Let me put that up here as well. Doja is bringing that pop tradition into female rap. Planet Her era and Scarlet era feel very different, okay? Very distinct, down to the hour, the day, the minute. The day, the hour, the minute. Yeah, an hour is not more than, I should have said day. Down to the day, the hour, the minute. The day Doja cut her hair off, that was the beginning of the Scarlet era. There was no new single that day. There was no, hey y'all, my new album's coming out in the next year and a half. I don't know, whatever, the next couple months. We didn't need it. We didn't need that announcement. We didn't need a song. There was a shift. Even if the fans didn't realize it that day, in retrospect, we see how her experimenting with her physical appearance led to her talking about that theme on this album. In a New York Times article from 1989, Stephen Holden writes, Michael Jackson, in a series of music videos as ambitious as Madonna's, has thoroughly dissolved the line between his performing and his public image. Madonna, whose childlike singing echoes Mr. Jackson's hits of 15 years ago, has also become her own pop art product, spinning music video fantasies about her own celebrity. The greatest pop stars of our time took a more holistic approach to creating music. It wasn't just about the music, it was the whole package. From the videos, to the red carpet looks, to the tweets, everything, whether controversial or not, is an opportunity to tell a story. All right, I just felt like I needed to do something dramatic. Oh my god, there's a bug on my wall. I gotta go kill it. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Oh, it's crawling. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your opinion. You can go watch the Like a Prayer music video now if you want to, child, but you should instead watch one of my other videos because I would really appreciate it. Okay. Oh, it's really moving. Okay, bye.